Toni and Troy, Scary Story Ride, The Mysterious Man, Part 2, Season 2, Episode 5. Previously, Toni and Troy dropped off a mysterious and eerie-looking passenger to Bigville Farms, but they think that there's more to him than meets the eye. Toni gets caught investigating Mr. Sutter and starts running for her life, but they can't escape, and Mr. Sutter is now coming after them.
Start the car! Troy, he's coming! Hurry!
Troy tries to start the car, but it won't.
Hurry up! He's got a huge knife! He's coming to kill us! Go!
I'm trying! It's not starting! What are we gonna do?
All right, let's run for it!
Toni and Troy get out of the car and start running. Mr. Sutter tries to run after them. Toni sees a small farm up ahead.
Let's head over there to the animal farm. We can lose him there.
Toni and Troy run towards the farm. We have to split up to lose him. You go to the horse stable over there, and I'll go to that poultry shed over here.
Okay.
The two split up. Mr. Sutter, who was in pursuit, gets confused on who to follow.
I lost them. I think they must have gone to the horse shed. I better have a look in there.
Mr. Sutter heads into the horse shed to look for Toni. Toni is hiding in one of the haystacks near the stalls. She pokes her head out and sees Mr. Sutter standing right next to her. She stuffs herself back inside the haystack. He doesn't notice. Mr. Sutter wanders around the stable a few more minutes and drops his huge cleaver right next to Toni. Toni can hear her heart pumping as she shivers in fear. Mr. Sutter looks a little more near the horses, then comes back to the haystack. He picks up his cleaver and heads back to the house. Toni breathes a sigh of relief. She jumps out of the haystack and sees the blood on the floor where the knife was.
He is definitely up to no good. I need to find Troy and get out of here.
Toni silently tiptoes out of the stable. She heads to the poultry shed where Troy went. She opens the door and sees a bunch of chickens clucking about. She looks around and doesn't see Troy. She then notices a garbage can that's slowly vibrating in the corner. Toni heads over to the garbage can and opens it. Inside, Troy is curled up and shivering.
Wait! Don't kill me! I didn't do anything! Relax, Troy, it's me!
Oh, thank goodness, I thought he was gonna get me.
Me too. Come on, let's get out of here. You still have your cell phone, right?
No, I left it in the car.
Then let's go get it.
Toni and Troy sneak back to the car. Toni looks for the phone while Troy tries to start the car again. It's not starting. Any luck on your end?
The battery is dead. Oh, goodness. We're stranded here.
What do we do now? We gotta ask for help.
Maybe if we call the police somehow, they can come and get us. Also, take care of him as well.
Well, I guess we'll have to sneak into the house and call the police. But we can't get caught. Toni and Troy silently sneak to the house. They hear a voice inside and crawl to the window. They put their ears to the wall and hear the conversation inside.
How bad is it, dear?
Oh, it's not bad. I only slipped, honey.
Well, you should be careful next time.
Well, you should be attentive, you blockhead. Your wife slips on the floor, and you run outside instead of helping her.
You said you wanted help, dear, so I went and tried to get help. One of the kids was still out there. I tried to talk to them, but they kept running away.
I wanted your help, not some help. How dense are you?
Oh, so he wasn't coming to kill us. He just wanted our help.
I don't know, Troy. I still don't trust him. Either way, let's just get out of here.
The shouting continues. Toni and Troy sneak past the window and head to the back of the house.
Hey, look! There's the bag he had in the car.
Wait, those are pigs. They're eating meat. Oh, so that must be what the meat was for?
Yeah, he must have bought meat to feed his animals. I misjudged him then.
I guess we both did. Toni and Troy head into the house through the back door. Mr. Sutter and his wife are having a very heated argument in the living room. They are shouting at each other very loudly.
Let's just call for help and get out of here. We don't want to cause any trouble.
Yeah. Toni and Troy sneak towards the telephone. They dial 911 and call for help. Hello, sir. We're stranded on Bigville Farms. Our car has stopped working. Can you help us and come get us?
Bigville Farms? That may take some time, but hang tight. We're coming to get you.
Thanks. Troy hangs up the phone. Toni and Troy decide to sneak back out. Toni accidentally pushes over a vase on the table. The vase falls to the floor and breaks. Mr. Sutter and his wife come over to the room. He is outraged.
Hey! What are you two doing here? How'd you get in here?
Sorry, sir. Our car just stopped working and we're stranded here. We got in through the back door.
Stranded, you say?
We're very sorry about the vase, sir. We'll pay you back. We promise. And we're sorry for running away before as well.
Mr. Sutter gives out a big laugh.
It's all right. I've always hated that vase. Well, since you're here anyway, why don't you join us for dinner? We can figure out all this mess later.
Toni looks over to Troy, and he shrugs his shoulders.
All right, sir. That's very nice of you.
Toni and Troy sit at the table as Mr. Sutter's wife brings the dinner.
So, how do you expect to get back? The city is pretty far, and you said your car isn't starting.
Well, don't worry about that, sir. We actually called for help, and the police or someone will come to get us.
Mr. Sutter's expression suddenly changes. The bright smile turns upside down and he becomes very angry.
What did you say? You called the police to my house?
It's all right, sir. Calm down. They'll be here in a few minutes and we'll be gone.
You stupid idiots!
He stands up and grabs his huge cleaver.
Run for it, Troy! He's out of his mind!
Toni and Troy run out of the house. Hot on their pursuit is Mr. Sutter, who is huffing and puffing right behind them. Toni and Troy look at each other and nod. They know they have to split up again to lose him this time. Toni runs towards the poultry shed. Troy runs into the horse stable this time. Troy runs and jumps into the haystack. Mr. Sutter follows him inside, but doesn't see him.
Darn! Those two have done it now.
Troy is shivering inside the haystack. Mr. Sutter notices the haystack move and realizes someone is hiding inside.
I got you now, boy! You can't hide from me! I'll find you! Now come out!
Troy is shivering even more intensely now. Mr. Sutter comes over to the haystack and raises his cleaver.
If you don't come out, I'll slice you open! Hold it right there! Don't move!
Mr. Sutter turns around and sees a gun next to his head.
So, this is where you came to hide, huh? Sutter Blake. Don't move. We've got you now. Hands over your head.
Mr. Sutter angrily drops his cleaver and raises his hands above his head. Toni comes back to the stable.
What's going on here?
Were you the ones who made the call? Good thing. You just saved us a lot of effort.
Troy comes out of the haystack. He is just as confused as Toni. What's happening over here, officer? What's happening is that you two just helped me catch one of the most infamous criminals in the city. Who? Mr. Sutter? Yeah, Sutter Blake. He's committed countless murders. In fact, he did one this morning. Ran off with the limbs of the body as well.
I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for you stupid kids.
Shut up! You're coming with me! Everyone heads to the road where the cop cars are parked. Thanks, you two. You've done something good today. Well, I'm off. I'm gonna take Mr. Sutter over here to the police station. You two can come along in the other car. We will tow your car back to the city. Thanks, officer. The pleasure is all mine. Well, good day, you two. And Mr. Sutter was finally brought to justice. If you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe